So as a kid, let's be honest, we all watched superhero movies. Some were kind of garbage while others were more fun to watch. You'd be so excited to go see the movie that you might have even finished a whole bucket of popcorn while the ads were still playing. And it was fascinating how a character could be so cool, saving lives, getting women, becoming famous, getting women. For example, I watched Spider-Man and immediately tried to copy his moves, like climbing up walls and all types of nonsense. I would be sitting in the back of class waiting for someone to break in just so I could show the world what I learned from watching Spider-Man beat up Harry Osborn. But it was all fun and games until I tried shooting white stuff out of my body. I was 7 years old when I punched a dude that looked like Queso because I thought he was Kingpin. I was even out there dressed up as Spider-Man for Halloween. I kept on getting weird looks from people when I would say trick or treat though, which made me realize that I should have dressed up as Blade because at the time there was no black Spider-Man, so they kept taking my candy. Oh, shit. I also love to watch the Batman animated movies. There was one called The Mystery of the Batwoman, and I ain't gonna lie, I fell in love with the 3 Batwomen and started rewatching that movie every day. That was until I grew up and watched The Wolf of Wall Street and found out that Margot Robbie is the love of my life. This nigga is trash. We gotta start off with the most useless Avenger of all time. Hawkeye is just a normal human being who shoots bow and arrows. I swear Nick Fury wasn't trying. He picked all these round 1 draft picks and then his eye patch started tweaking. Must have blocked the other eye too. Because what does he see in this fool? He's sending Hawkeye out on the field just to get rocked every time. They've got Iron Man, a rich dude who has the most overpowered suit ever. Thor, the ruler of Asgard who can live for thousands of years, control thunder, and pretty much fly. Did y'all not see Avengers Infinity War? Look at this! They've also got the Hulk, a green monster who's literally immortal, and even Captain America who's a superhuman and can pick up Thor's hammer. But nah, Nick Fury stopped trying. Bro just said, yeah, I wanted Green Arrow, but apparently he's with DC, so I guess we gotta go with Hawkeye. And just from watching the Hawkeye series, you know that bro's a fraud. It took Kate Bishop like 3 days to become as good of an archer as him. But yeah, this is how I would beat Hawkeye in a fight. Listen up. So here's the game plan. You just shoot him, send his ass to Black Widow. So if you live under a rock and don't know, there was an episode of SpongeBob where Patrick becomes a superhero. It started off with Barnacle Boy complaining that Mermaid Man kept treating him like a child. EDP 445 would be proud. So he decided to leave and join the other side, the evil side, and become a villain. And that's when they formed the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. SpongeBob became the Quickster.
Wanna see me run to that mountain and back? You wanna see me do it again?
Squidward became Captain Magma, Sandy became Miss Appear who just turns invisible, and Patrick became the Elastic Waistband. And this nigga right here is who I'm knocking out. If you know Patrick, you know that his IQ is lower than that of an OnlyFans model on a podcast. Bro can't even use a broom properly, it's kinda sad to see. So if I had to fight Patrick, even if he was the Elastic Waistband, it don't matter if he can stretch further than Agent's forehead, because all I have to do to beat him is hand him a book and be like, read, nigga, read! His ass gonna start struggling. Gonna be like when you were a kid and your parents kept getting mad because you couldn't spell the word apple. I'm gonna treat him the same way. Gonna hit him with that. Spell the word Google.
G O O O G L E Gulu gulu.
By the time he's done, his brain is gonna be fried.
It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you know.
The Flash is Barry Allen, a dude who lived in Central City and was a forensic scientist before getting struck by lightning and becoming the fastest man alive. He got his superpowers and even a girlfriend, but then the Reverse Flash came along.
It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you know.
Nah, but for real though, he has crazy super speed to the point where you can go back in time and even travel to the future. And I know some of y'all are screaming at your screen right now on some, bro, are you slow? You can't beat the Flash. You clearly need some NyQuil. Go back to sleep. But bro, just hear me out, nigga, damn. I know that if I were to fight the Flash, I would get turned into a donut. Straight hole through my chest out there looking like Rengoku. But what if it was this Flash? Yeah, I'm onto something, huh? This nigga is ass. If you were like me and went to the cinema to watch this sorry-ass movie, you would know that this Flash is not a threat. Just look at Ezra Miller, bro. This has to be the easiest lick of all time. What is he gonna do?
I don't want to be searched by a man. I claim my 4th Amendment right.
And to beat him as the Flash would be easy. In the Flash movie, he goes back in time to see his mom again. And at one point when he goes back, instead of just seeing his mom, he decides to change the past so she can stay alive. And then this hating-ass nigga comes out of nowhere to knock him out of the Speed Force and leave him in the past. So now Barry's stuck in the past and he ends up making contact with his younger self. And you're not supposed to do that because that could change the timeline and cause the world to blow up or something. I don't really care. I mean, you never know. Maybe the timeline would have changed for the better and EDP 445 wouldn't have touched kids. Anyways, they both go to the Central City crime lab and get struck by lightning, which transfers Barry's powers to his past self. So now the one with the powers is the younger version of Barry. And this is why I'm saying I could beat this nigga. Because the Flash not only has super speed, but can even phase through walls. But because the younger version of Barry Allen just got his powers, he can't do any of that shit. This nigga is a loser. So I've got two ways of beating him. The Flash can't go too long without eating, or else he's gonna end up like Captain America before he got his powers and not be able to move. So the first plan is to wait till he's asleep and tie him up by his arms and legs, and then throw him in a basement for a day until he starves. And if that don't work, I'm just gonna grab a baseball bat and hit him in the back of the head.
It's so boring.
Sue Storm, also known as Invisible Woman, from the Fantastic Four. She's got invisibility and she can create force fields. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm not trying to beat her. This is Jessica Alba we're talking about. I'm gonna let her torture me. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not gonna stop her. She can tell me to strip naked and oil up and wait on top of a skyscraper and stand there for 3 days. You best believe I'm doing that shit.
Martin Luther, dooba had it.
The Robin I'm talking about is Jason Todd, the Robin who ends up becoming Red Hood. He gets captured by the Joker and the Joker beats his ass, turns him into mashed potatoes. It was actually kind of crazy considering the fact that Batman didn't spin back. It don't even make sense. You could steal some candy in Gotham, you're not gonna see the light ever again. Bro will turn you into Mojo Jojo. Dude literally got jumped for stealing some candy. I know Batman must have been around the corner waiting for his turn, but his son gets beat up and all of a sudden Bro's asleep, dreaming about adopting another kid. Jason hurt a drug dealer and Bruce said, "Why did you do that?" As if there was a problem. He'll be aight after a couple Tylenols, bro. But yeah, I've got a devious plan to beat Jason. So to start off, I'm gonna need to make contact with the Joker and hope he doesn't blow me up for looking in his direction. I'm gonna be on my hands and knees on some, please, bro, please.
This is all I got.
Trying to convince him that I'm on his side. And once that works, it's easy. Bro's already done it once, he can do it again. We gonna spam the cheat code. He gonna do the same thing and tie Jason up in an abandoned warehouse. And that's when he gonna call me and I'ma spawn in a crowbar out of my inventory and get to work. Jason gonna relive that same nightmare once again, getting his ass beat with no shoes on. But I'ma be nice though and not blow him up this time.
What is that? What is that? Wait.
The Hulk is Bruce Banner, a scientist who's working with gamma radiation. And all the exposure from the gamma turned him into the Hulk, a big green monster who's immortal and can get stronger the more angry he gets. Bro is literally cheating, just like when Barca had Messi, Neymar, and Suarez up front. Imagine playing for Getafe and having to play them niggas at the Camp Nou. I would have been like,
I'm not happy. I hate it here. I want to go home.
So before we get into this, I'm not slow. I would never fight the Hulk. If someone next to me even had the name Bruce Banner, I would stay at least 200 kilometers away. Actually, make that 3, just to make sure.
Oh, shit.
But if I did have to fight the Hulk, I've got a plan that even Batman himself couldn't have come up with. Y'all gonna have to start calling me the Darkest Knight. So walk with me, walk with me. We all know that Black Widow can calm down the Hulk by saying one line, and that shit don't work if anyone else says it. Iron Man had to bring out the Hulkbuster suit to knock him out, gave his ass about 40 punches and was hoping for the best. And when Thor tried it, he got ragdoll. I've never seen Loki happier. Bro was fiending for that moment. Throughout all the Marvel movies, only Black Widow was able to calm him down. Her pum pum had Bruce under some different type of hypnosis, I ain't gonna lie. But that gave me an idea of how to beat the Hulk. What if you were to walk into your local costume store and pick up a Black Widow costume, then proceed to get a red wig and be like, the sun's getting real low. And if that don't work, I'm getting my ass beat. You're not hearing from me again. This nigga done sent me to the back rooms.
Yo, you lagging? Nah! Yo, nah!
As a black man myself, Cyborg's weakness was kind of obvious, but I had to make sure I wasn't tweaking and do some research. So Cyborg is Victor Stone, a college football player. Bro was out there doing hurdles over defenders. His ass thinks he's Lamar Jackson. Ain't no normal QB doing all this. Did y'all not see Tom Brady's 40-yard dash? He was running at the speed of a snail and somehow still retired with 7 rings. But after the football game, Victor and his mom were driving back home when they got hit by a truck. And to save his son's life, Victor's dad turns him into a cyborg. Tragic ass story. I don't even want to know how bro uses the bathroom. Anyways, how would I beat this robotic fool? Well, in Teen Titans Go, there's an episode where the group goes to a hot tub. And even though everyone else gets in, Cyborg says he can't because if not, he's going to start lagging. So he can't go near the water in the hot tub, which should be expected since he's, you know, black. So to beat Cyborg, I would call up Margot Robbie and Angel 18 to go on a 2-man. My boy Krillin gonna have to let it slide. This is for the greater good. Once it's all set up, we're going to head to a spa and stand near a hot tub. And that's when I'm going to get the girls to distract him and push his ass into the water. I'm gonna stand there and watch him drown. I was rewatching this movie the other day and I felt like I had to add this to the video. Jumper is about this teenage boy named David who likes a girl named Millie. And one day he decides to give her a snow globe. But then Captain Save-A-Ho shows up and throws the snow globe onto the frozen lake. David should have squared up, spawned a crowbar out of his inventory. But instead his dumbass decides to go out onto the frozen lake and the nigga ends up falling in. And that's when he gets his teleportation powers and becomes a jumper. Someone who can teleport anywhere in the world as long as he's memorized how the place looks. And I know that he's technically not a superhero because he goes around robbing banks. But can you really blame a nigga. I would do it. Why else would you teleport? Ain't nobody trying to jump to a Taylor Swift concert. But to beat a jumper like David, you have to electrocute him. The main villain in the movie is played by Samuel L. Jackson, and he had this electric whip that he used against jumpers to stop them from teleporting, which means that all I gotta do to beat them is buy a taser and start spamming that shit. Or I could just hire Samuel L. Jackson. Spider-Man has had a couple TV shows, and one of them was the Ultimate Spider-Man. And they even had a whole multiverse thing going on where they assembled a team of spider people called the Web Warriors. Terrible name. That's like if I were to call Miles Morales Spider Nigga. That shit just stupid. But the team had people like Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Ham, Miles Morales, and Iron Spider, whose real name is... Yeah, you know what? We just go call him Cho. A 13-year-old genius who controls the Iron Spider suit made by Iron Man. So you already know the suit comes with every enhancement in the book. Enhanced strength, enhanced agility. It also has metal arms and he can even shock people. Iron Man was in his bag making this suit. Bro must have been sitting at home bored trying to find something to waste his money on. But this nigga has to be the easiest one on the list to beat. The second he comes out that suit, bro's a 13-year-old child. EDP 445 is on his way right now. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Leave a comment about what you think and what you would do to beat one of these superheroes. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video because this shit took up all my storage. My phone is cooked. What is this?
See my star shine like a diamond. Can you move a son of a diamond?